This episode of Walt Disney World Today is sponsored by MEI and MouseFan Travel, who specialize in cruises and vacation packages to Disney and other destinations around the world. MEI and MouseFan Travel is an authorized Disney vacation planner. They provide their signature services with no additional agency fees. To get your free no-obligation quote, visit www.mousefantravel.com.
Bringing the world to your world, this is Walt Disney World Today. Here are Mike Scopa, Len Testa, Mike Newell, and your host, Matt Hochberg.
It's Wednesday, December 8th, 2010, and this is episode 809 of Walt Disney World Today. I am Mike Newell of MouseWorldRadio.com, and joining me on this post-reunion week is the lovely and fabulous Len Testa of TouringPlans.com.
That was my guess.
How's it going, Newellio?
Newellio, I love that. I love that. That was spoken lots during the past week, I'll say. I must have heard it everywhere, at every meet at least. One person said it to me.
I mean it with love, too.
Yes, I know. I've been called a lot worse, so that's not...
Exactly.
That's the least of my worries there. Also on the show today is Mike Scopa, senior feature writer for allears.net. Mikey?
And don't touch my hat.
Wow.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Nope.
Indiana Jones.
Nope.
Good guess.
Thanks.
Mickey's PhilharMagic.
That's Mickey's PhilharMagic. Oh, I got it right as you were saying it.
And that you can't really say it after he says it because it kind of...
No, I got it right.
Well, also on the show is the latecomer.
So
You're fabulous. Annette Owens, senior feature writer. Oh, the manager of customer relations and group services for MEI and MouseFan Travel. Welcome, Annette.
Nice to meet you, Mike.
I'm sorry. It's been reunion just knocks the heck out of me for the next 2 weeks. I
know. I'm having, sugar withdrawal.
Yeah.
Not having all the desserts every day.
And I always catch a cold afterwards. I don't know why. I always come home. I don't know if it's something on the plane, but I don't feel well afterwards. Anyway, that guy's not here tonight, so we're going to do listener questions, and in traditional Newell style, we're going to go backwards. So if you sent in something while we were away, you're probably going to get it tonight, or at least part of it anyway. First email is from Brandon Smith of somewhere in Mississippi. Picayune? Picayune? Picayune, okay. Hey guys, thanks for always filling my Disney World Fix 3 times a week. Here are my questions. My sister, brother-in-law, and I will be in the world from February 12th to the 17th. Unfortunately, Fantasmic is only showing one night while we are there, on the 13th. It's also showing on the 17th, but we're leaving that morning. Fantasmic is showing at 7 that night, and we don't want to miss it, but we also want to make the Magic Kingdom Extra Magic Hours, which begin at 9. The question is, will they let us into the Magic Kingdom Extra Magic Hours if we get to the park after 9? We are not sure if we have enough time to see Fantasmic and exit the studios and still make it before the Magic Kingdom closes.
Oh, sure. No problem at all. Yeah, you can get there. I mean, I've shown up for the last hour of Extra Magic Hours, and it's been absolutely fun.
Okay. Also, we're kind of bummed to find out that on our last night there, all the parks closed by 9. We're all in our mid-20s, and 9 is just too early for us to call it a night. So we noticed that Fantasia Gardens, the mini golf course, doesn't close until 11. So we're thinking of doing that. Would you guys recommend it? And if not, what are some other things we could do after the parks closed at night? Keep in mind that we don't like the club scene and none of us drink.
Disney Quest, I think, is usually open until 10, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it'd be hard to get there in time. The miniature golf isn't bad. It's just really hard, depending on which course you play on.
At Fantasia Gardens?
Yeah, Fantasia. Yeah, and one of them is really hard.
And they close exactly at 11. I've gotten there at 11:01, and they wouldn't take us.
No. Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's a lot of fun, and a lot of people don't take time around, at home to go play putt-putt. So,
Putt-putt?
That's what I call it. It's putt-putt.
Pitch and putt? No.
Putt-putt. Okay, that's new.
Pitch and putt's like par 3, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
And they have one of those there at Fantasia Gardens too, don't they? It's more like a golf course than Or not,
Really?
well, just kind of like the greens. It's more like a greens. It doesn't have all the little stuff there.
Okay.
I'll take your word for
They
it.
have all the little, no, we've done it, and I did horrible at it, but they have the sand traps and the grass, and then there's the other one that has all the objects in the way, and you just hit it and pray it goes in.
All right, next email is from Marley Pluta. Hi, guys. Love the show so much. It helps on my ridiculous hour-and-a-half long bus ride home every day. I'm taking a trip with the high school orchestra to Disney World on March 11th and 12th, 2011. We have park hopper passes. How should I go about making a touring plan, leaving out Animal Kingdom because I really don't care about it? Should I attempt to modify the one-day touring plans from the unofficial guide? Because me and my family have generally gone through most of it by noon or 1 in the afternoon at the latest. Or should I split the 2 days up in a different way? Thanks for a wonderful show.
How many days do they have?
Looks like 2, March 11th and 12th.
And how many parks?
I think everything but the the Animal Kingdom.
Yeah. So they're going to do... man, that's tricky. You could do one park on one day and then 2 parks in another day.
Like Epcot on one day and...
Yeah. Or the
Studios
Magic Kingdom
morning.
one full day. And I would say whatever park you choose for your full day, do the studios in the morning of your second day, and then finish up at the other park on your the afternoon of your second days. And you might want to base that on whichever park is open the latest on one of those days. Let's say, for example, the Magic Kingdom is open till midnight on your first day. Then I would say do studios in the morning and Magic Kingdom till midnight, and then do Epcot on the second day. But let's say that the Magic Kingdom closes at 8 and the studios closes at 7 and Epcot's open till 9. Then I would do the Magic Kingdom on a full day, studios in the morning, Epcot at night. Does that make sense?
I like that. I agree with that.
And and what I would say then is use the morning part of the studios plan because you'll get through all the big attractions, and then the afternoon part of whatever other park you go to from the adult one day plans, and just adapt it that way.
Next email is from Scott. Hi, everybody. I've been teaching for 10 years, and it's always been my dream to take a class at Disney World. This is my first year in a new school, and to my surprise, the high school senior trip was to Disney. After only knowing them a month, the seniors requested me to be their chaperone for this trip. I like to do something special for them because, without realizing it, they just got me a paid 5-day vacation to Disney World and enabled me to realize my dream. There are 12 of us total, 10 students, the principal, and me, and the trip is in May. What do you recommend that would be kind of special but relatively inexpensive? All-Star?
Yeah, I mean, if they're teachers, yeah. That, or I'm thinking, what is it, the Dolphin that gives the
the teacher discounts.
the discount?
Yeah, the Swan and Dolphin have the discount for teachers.
That's
or if
not-
they really want to, how many could you put on a campsite?
Yeah, right.
I'd go with. I would actually. Swan and Dolphin would be the first choice because
I think so.
you're probably getting more value for your dollar than you would at All Stars. Get more room. The location can't be beat. So yeah, that would be my first choice.
But if not, nothing says accommodations like the All-Star Resorts.
Right.
Just kidding. Go ahead.
Right. Again, but they're kids though. I mean, they're not kids.
Well-
So sorry, they're seniors in high school, so they don't want to be called kids. But they're not going to be in the rooms that much. They're going to be
So I'm
running
saying,
around.
I'm saying a value resort or a moderate resort.
Yeah.
What's wrong
All
with
Star
that?
Sports.
Yeah. Also, the kids want to go to one sit-down meal in the downtown Disney area. I blindly recommended Paradiso because of the reviews and the appetizers, and because the menu seems safe enough for a bunch of picky teen eaters. What do you think? Is this a good choice?
I haven't been there. It's one of the few I haven't been to.
Neither.
Me either.
Yeah, me either. So.
Arg.
Next email is from Mike of East Bridgewater, Massachusetts. Hiya, Mike. Hello, all. We're heading down to Walt Disney World in May 2011. My family is a member of DVC. We have gone to Walt Disney World at least 2 times a year since 2004. We will be. We usually have the mentality of that we will be back again. So if we miss something now, we always see it next time. Our next trip, we are bringing our family who has never been to any of the Disney parks. I remember my first trip to Walt Disney World, and we ran around like a chicken with its head cut off to make sure we did not miss anything. With this next trip, my natural feeling is to make sure that they see as much as possible. I use touring plans to figure out the week and to make sure that we get all the parks on the correct days and have all of our ADRs set up. Do you have any recommendations on how to best make this trip work without total exhaustion from running around on, or the feeling that we as hosts have let down this family for their first trip? First timers can be either very fun to bring or a challenge.
Yeah, you don't want to try to do too much because you could get really frustrated. The best thing to do would be to plan well before you leave for your trip and make a list of those attractions or experiences you definitely don't want to miss out on. And then you go to your second tier, which would be the ones you'd really like to see, but they're not as important as the other ones. And then, then make another list of, if you have time to do these as well. But if you try to do too much, you're going to get frustrated. And it's just impossible unless you're there for 3 or 4 weeks. You're not going to be able to do everything you want to do. So you need to put priority in place. And if they're staying on property, make use of those extra magic hours.
I think you definitely need to talk with them too, because you don't want to completely overwhelm them. They may want some time to go and do their own thing while you know that the touring plan is the best plan for them. Mm-hmm. They may be people that don't like a plan. So you don't want to, you got to spend your vacation with them. You don't want to be butting heads the whole time. So I would talk about it a bit up front, so you know that in advance.
All right. Next question is from Ralph Pittman. My parents are paying for tickets to the parks, room at the Swan and Dolphin, and for the flights.
Where are his parents? My parents never did that. Anyway.
We'll be there by noon on Saturday, so we have the rest of the day on Saturday to visit the parks and all day Sunday and Monday. We leave for the airport Tuesday in the morning. Our son is 6.5 and out of school for President's Day, so that's the reason for this very short trip. Which Disney park should we visit, and on what day is the best? It sounds like a Len touring plans question.
Sounds like a Len question.
President's Day. What's the first day of the President's Day?
They'll get there by noon Saturday of President's Day weekend.
Noon Saturday. Tricky. Noon Saturday. So I'm thinking either Epcot or the Magic Kingdom.
Yep.
On those 2 days, maybe.
Saturday there are no extra magic hours, right?
Yeah,
right, Len?
it's true.
No extra magic.
It's true, but the Magic Kingdom might be open late, which is why I'm thinking Magic Kingdom. And then they could do Epcot on Sunday, and then maybe the studios on Monday for President's Day.
Yeah. I wouldn't do Magic Kingdom on Monday.
No.
I wouldn't do that.
No. It's a park to avoid because it's a holiday. I'm looking at the crowd calendar. So Saturday, neither Epcot nor the Magic Kingdom are the park to avoid or the park to the best park. So they're kind of neutral. I think that's not bad. The park to see is the Animal Kingdom. The park to avoid is the studios. But if you're showing up around noon, you're not going to do much at the Animal Kingdom, which is why I'm thinking Magic Kingdom or Epcot. The best park for Sunday is Epcot. The worst park is the Animal Kingdom. So you could do the Magic Kingdom on Sunday as well because it's got evening extra magic hours that night.
I was thinking Epcot on Saturday and Magic Kingdom on Sunday.
That's an idea. And then Monday you could do the studios because it's a neutral day as well. That's really the best you can hope for with that schedule.
Yeah, that's a busy week and busy weekend.
Hey, Len, what would you say to Animal Kingdom on Monday morning and studios from, let's say 12 o'clock on?
On Monday?
Yeah.
Depends if they're staying at a. It's got morning extra magic hours that day. So if they're staying at a Disney resort, they could do the Animal Kingdom early and then head somewhere else. Looks like the studios is open until 7. Epcot's open until 9. Magic Kingdom's open until 11. I don't know when they're leaving. That'll be interesting. Let me see one more thing real quick. So on Saturday the 19th, the Magic Kingdom's open until 11. So you could go to the Magic Kingdom.
That's not bad.
Too. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Okay. Next email is from Nick of Jacksonville, Florida. Hey guys, I read that there are 3 options on the attraction Sum of All Thrills at Epcot: bobsled, roller coaster, and jet.
Yep.
I'm already bypassing the bobsled option, but my question was, which of the other 2 choices is the best to go on, and is there much of a difference between the intensities of the 2? Thank you very much.
Yes, there is. So the jet is the most intense, and I think we had in a previous show. We'll have to check the show notes. In a previous show, we actually gave you tips on how to get the most extreme thrill ride on Sum of All Thrills. It involves choosing the most extreme ride sections most of the time, but there are times when you don't do that, and then turning tweaking the track layout so that it's the biggest, tallest, widest, fastest track you can get. So I think hopefully we can put that in the show notes, the episode where we give those tips at.
Very good. Next email is from Anne from Ohio. She writes, "Go Bucks." Okay, so we're not from Canada, but I do have relatives that live up in Lab City, where it gets where it is really big, wide, and very cold. That said, we pale Ohioans are going to visit the world in September of 2011, or at least that's what we're planning to do if we can stand the heat. That said, what is the best week in September to go? We're hoping for lowest possible crowd since we're only going to have 3 park days, a Thursday, Friday, and a Saturday. We'll be avoiding Animal Kingdom and instead focusing on the other 3 parks and staying at Pop with a car. One question for Len. In looking at the touring plans, park calendar, it shows that some days in September with 5s and 6s, higher than some days in October and November. Do you think this is correct or a glitch in the system? Either way, we used the touring plans park by park and unofficial guide last trip, and both were fantastic.
I don't think it's a glitch. It's sometimes that's just the way that touring works out. I mean, the days with the 5s are early in the year, early in the month. So like the early part of September, and that's really just a byproduct of Labor Day. I think that's the only one that I see in September. In fact, it's the only one in September that I see.
So, Len, would Saturdays and Sundays be kind of high because it might be the first month for Food and Wine, and there may be some locals going on Saturday and Sunday, bringing Epcot up a little bit?
We're estimating that Food and Wine begins at the end of September. So no,
okay.
No, it's actually pretty dead after the first week of September. The lowest Thursday, Friday, Saturday, the lowest combination of Thursday, Friday, Saturday is the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, which has a combined crowd calendar rating of 6. It's all 2s. Everything else is 7 and 8, which is again isn't very much anyway. But yeah, the 23rd, 24th, and 25th are the 3 lowest days. There should also be a Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party on one of those days.
Wow!
As well, if you wanted to see that, that would be my choice for those 3 weekdays. That would be the right time to go.
Nothing says not so scary like September 24th.
Like the middle of September. Yeah, exactly.
Like 90-degree heat and hurricanes.
Exactly.
And hurricanes. Next email is from Brad Kirk of Dallas. Hey guys, really enjoy the podcast. Thanks for all you do to bring Walt Disney World info to us. We're taking our kids to Walt Disney World in early June of next year. While we are looking forward to this trip, the choices of where to stay are a bit overwhelming. Cost is a consideration, but not the largest one. We are more interested in making great memories than pinching every penny. Having said that, we are having a hard time deciding to stay on property or off. We have checked out All-Star Vacation Homes, and most of the properties we have looked into look great. Of course, we realize that there are downsides such as lack of Disney transportation, lack of closer proximity to parks, lack of daily maid service, etc. It is difficult to factor all these decisions in, particularly since we are not on site and don't have anything but the internet only to rely upon being able to see the properties. For what it's worth, in your reply, our kids are 6 and 8. We are planning to go this year and take them back every 3 to 5 years until they are grown and gone, so probably 2-3 more times after this. Wherever we don't stay this time, we'll give a try on a subsequent vacation. So I guess they're looking for the best resort. I guess they're looking for something on property.
The best on-site
for ages 6 and 8.
For an ages 6 and 8.
Really? 6 and 8-year-olds are going to get a bigger kick out of staying at the value resorts with all the big, huge icons. The pools are right there. You know, that's it right there.
All the All-Stars and Pop.
There's just something to be said about those big, huge icons. Kids just love them. They love to run around, get their pictures in front of them, and you got to run around and find the Rubik's Cube, and
I would think they
go see Herbie the Love Bug, that kind of stuff.
I would think they would relate 6 and 8 probably would relate more to movies than sports or.
And that's the one we get the most requests for is movies because that's the Dalmatians and Toy Story,
especially for the little ones.
You've got all that right there.
I think the older ones would enjoy sports more, and then even older than that, I'm talking early teens, mid-teens, pop on that level.
Well, and adults.
Yeah. Next email is from Kathy from Cedar Park, Texas. Hello, all. In the thoughts of our next Disney vacation planning, I have run into yet another question. In order to save a little money, and because we will all be traveling with our 2-year-old this time, we are not getting the park hopper option on our park tickets. I thought this would force us to go at a slower pace that is easier for our youngest daughter. We are also traveling with our 9-year-old son and 7-year-old daughter. We are traveling February 6th to 12th, 2011, and with crowds low, I think we will be finished with Animal Kingdom fairly early. We love all of the dining options in Epcot and only plan on being there for one day. If we ask to add the park hopper option to our tickets on the last day of our trip, will the charge be for the full stay of 5 days, or will they only charge a one-day park hopper add-on?
It's a flat fee, as far as I know.
Yeah, it's a flat fee. So it's what, $50?
Yep, something like
that. Yeah. So no matter what, but which is really what I think it's the price you pay for the one-day park hopper anyway, right? Isn't the one-day park hopper like $100 and some dollars?
It's like 120, 130.
Yeah, so it's whatever it is. It's a flat fee regardless of the length of stay.
They say their final option is to get the 6-day tickets and go to Epcot for dinner and Illuminations on the 6th. We arrive around 3:45 and we'll be taking the Magical Express to the Polynesian to check in. Would we have enough time to get to Epcot in time for dinner and Illuminations? My original plan was to have dinner at the Poly and watch Wishes from the beach.
Ooh, that's an idea.
You're burning a full day ticket for 6 people. Or no, not for 6. You're burning a full day ticket just to have dinner and fireworks.
Yeah, but they're only adding on one extra day, and to do that, it's not that much. Just $3-4 a person.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. When you put it that way. Yeah. Next email is from Clara from Brooklyn, New York. Yo, Brooklyn. I have been so much loving the podcast since I discovered it last year. Thanks so much. I'm planning a trip in July 2011, and I'm wondering which water park and which slides or rides at each would you recommend for people who don't like wild rides? For example, I love Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. I love Big Thunder Mountain, but the drop on Splash Mountain is a bit much for me, and there's no way I'll try Rock and Roller Coaster. I would think that not Blizzard Beach, because I think that's more
Typhoon Lagoon.
I'm thinking Typhoon Lagoon, especially with the lazy river. I'm thinking that's a little more
Ketchy Creek.
Yeah, I think it's a little more subdued.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I would go with Typhoon Lagoon.
I think Typhoon Lagoon too. That one has Crushing Gusher, right?
What's that?
Yep.
That one has Crushing Gusher. That's a fun water slide.
I haven't been there in 10 years at least. I gotta go.
If we had time during reunion, we'd go.
I'd go. I got a second.
I'd totally go.
Next email
reunion next year. We'll just add it in.
2011.
We should plan a water park day. You're right. All right. It's time for our last question of the day. And with that last question of the day, I'm going to give Mike Scopa a chance to pick this time. Da-da-da. Mike, you get to pick one from our lovely choice, and the other two will go back for Matt when he gets back next week. You all set, Mikey?
I am ready.
Okay. We got 3 options here. Cheap alcohol, Are They Crazy, or a follow-up to Scopa's choices?
I will go with number 2.
Are They Crazy?
Are they crazy?
Keeping in the great state of Texas, this is from Terry. Last question of the day. Just wanted to say I agree with your line of thought on value of the restaurants and hotels too. I know you have discussed this before, but we are preparing for our trip, so here it goes again. It is just hard for me to swallow the cost of buffets for a family of 4 with the kids over age 10, especially with the holiday surcharge. With the holiday covering so much of the year, am I just cheap, or is it ridiculous to eat at a table service meal each day? Is it because we live in a large city with so many options at a lower price point? Yeah, well, we brought that up too. That, especially living in New York, it doesn't seem as much of a a hit price wise, as opposed to if you lived somewhere where it's a little cheaper.
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, with the kids that I have that eat very little, I'm better off with counter service any old day of the week. They're never going to get their money's worth. They eat like birds.
She writes
they're 13 and 16.
She writes Crystal Palace is $33 per person for dinner. Times 4, that is $132. Add the $4 per person surcharge, so add an additional $16. Add 18% on this, and you are at $174.64 for one meal. And that's not a real fancy meal at that. And no sharing meals because it's not considered a buffet. If we eat at other non-buffet restaurants, we usually share because you can get such large servings. At least you can cut the cost to some degree. I always wonder, for all the people getting the free dining, would they be eating as much of these meals if they paid out of pocket?
Yeah, no. I think
No.
No, there wouldn't be.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, no. I think people use that. I think we've actually got letters on this, right, Mike? We've got letters from people who say that they like the dining plan because, especially the free dining plan, because it lets them eat at places that they wouldn't normally eat at.
Right. That's right. Right.
And she
That's
brings
the
up a
whole
good
idea.
point about table service, too, instead of buffets, because at table services, you can order kids' meals for
Yeah, you can do that
kids a
anywhere.
little older than 10.
We could order a kids'
So-
meal anytime.
Right. And so you don't have to worry about hey, kid, go back for the 7th time and get that chicken finger
Hey, kid.
again so we can get our $33 worth, you know?
Well, that's going to wrap it up for our post-reunion listener question show. If you want to find our older episodes, read our show notes, or send us questions, visit us at wdwtoday.com. Get better, Matt. For Len Testa, Mike Scopa, Annette Owens, I'm Mike Newell. We'll see you on the next show.
Stupid Judy, stupid energy.
This has been a production of Mouse World Radio. This episode of Walt Disney World Today is sponsored by MEI and MouseFan Travel, who specialize in cruises and vacation packages to Disney and other destinations around the world. MEI and MouseFan Travel is an authorized Disney vacation planner. They provide their signature services with no additional agency fees. To get your free no-obligation quote, visit www.mousefantravel.com.